I'm Ben Hooper, and this is Weekend Odds and Ends, a special Friday edition of the UPI Odd News Minute for August 1st, 2025. Welcome to Weekend Odds and Ends, our weekly roundup of the missed odd-portunities that didn't quite make this week's podcasts. First up, the 2025 UK Dog Surfing Championships in Dorset, England saw 3 different Guinness World Records being broken by paddleboarding pooches. Mark Reeves, the organizer of the annual event, announced this year's Dog Surfing Championships would include world record attempts for the most dog-human pairs paddleboarding simultaneously, the fastest 50-meter paddleboarding by a human-dog pair, and the most dogs on a single paddleboard. The first record was broken by 10 human canine pairings competing in a 50-meter or 164-foot paddleboard race. The race ended in a tie between 2 teams, Matthew Jenkins and his 2-year-old Shih Tzu Gigi, and Ben Gray with his border collie, Boo. The 2 men and their dogs now co-hold the record for the fastest 50-meter paddleboarding by a human-dog pair. The third record proved to be the most complicated, but organizers were finally able to wrangle 12 dogs onto a single paddleboard, and the canines remained in place long enough to successfully take the title. Moving on from dogs shredding waves to lucky dumpster saves, maintenance workers with a Texas school district experienced a first when they found a raccoon stuck inside a campus dumpster. The Vidor Independent School District said on social media that maintenance staff sprang into action when they found the raccoon with its head poking out through a small hole in the trash receptacle. They soon discovered the raccoon's head was stuck in the hole and set about cutting through the metal to free the animal. Photos from the rescue show workers using a plastic cup to give the raccoon some water as they work to free it from the tight spot. Meanwhile, in other complicated rescues, firefighters in Hampshire, England had to dig a hole to rescue a calf found stranded about 50 feet into a 200-foot-long culvert pipe. The Hampshire and Isle of Wight Fire and Rescue Service said in a news release that a crew from Redbridge and a team of animal rescue specialists from Winchester responded to a farm last week in Lockersley. The rescuers were called to assist a 6-month-old calf that had wandered into a culvert and was stranded about 50 feet into the pipe. The release said, the team were able to work out where the animal was, dig up the ground to reach the pipe, and use a specialist disc cutter to access inside. The calf was then sedated by a veterinarian and lifted out of the pipe using animal rescue equipment. The animal was safely returned to its owners. And finally, in an update to the ongoing tale of Goose the escaped water monitor lizard, the Massachusetts Environmental Police said Goose, who was previously spotted across the border in Connecticut, has returned to Massachusetts but remains on the loose. The agency said Goose, who escaped from his owner's Webster home by jumping out from a second-story window July 18th, was spotted by a Douglas resident on Wednesday, and the sighting was verified with a photo. Police wrote, officers responded to the area immediately, but unfortunately, the reptile was not located. We are working closely with reptile experts, Rainforest Reptiles, to help us locate and capture the animal. Goose was previously spotted across the state border in Thompson, Connecticut. Water monitor lizards are not legal to keep as pets in Massachusetts without special permits. Authorities said Goose's owner was not in possession of such a permit at the time of his escape. For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com. Follow the UPI Odd News Minute on YouTube and TikTok. Besides dogs, what other animals would you like to see compete in surfing competitions? Pitch your ideas in the comments.